Hi, this is a critique of Vlogbrothers. I think that he makes an excellent video. The meat of his video is really good, and the meat of his video, he's trying to give us optimism. He's trying to give us meaning. He's trying to do that hard work of taking us, us us out of the desert of nothingness. What is the desert of nothingness? That feeling of malaise that we are all feeling. That feeling of nihilism. Where is that coming from? That feeling of nihilism is coming from this idea that between all the various ideas of the world, you're a Buddhist, you're a Christian, all these different ideas, there's only one idea that really rings true, and that's the God of money and the God of capital, and on all this kind of supremacy gods. You have to be the best at something. You have to keep fighting for something. All this kind of non-stop uh, capitalist logic of neoliberal identity, right? You can be who you want to be, but you still have to, exploit surplus capital in order to win. So that is the meaninglessness that is we're feeling, and we're feeling that meaningless surplus capital exploitation through our wars with other um, types of nations that also do that in other ways, right? So, but so he's trying to fight that malaise with some obvious, easy to do, teacher work, which is like do the hard work of giving people emotional connection with what's around us, um, giving people logical connection with what's around us, trying to expand the brain, trying to make those connections, and a very short video, which is really great. But he blames it on something called nihilism, which I think he just, and then he calls nihilism a straightforward answer, which I think is problematic. Hey, excuse me, calling nihilism a straightforward answer was a straightforward answer, and that's not what nihilism is. Nihilism is a continual, eternal return. Eternal return to where? Eternal return to the desert of nothingness. Where is the desert of nothingness? The empty space. Within all this meaning that you're talking about empty space. And you went there a couple times in this context as well. You yourself went to the desert of nothingness in order to come back. You went and came back. You did the eternal return. And then you can come out against nihilism. You yourself did the eternal return within this video. You say all this stuff about things, and then you say there's the other side. You just went back and forth. That's what the revolution is. That's what this kind of a revolution of nihilism is. You go back and forth. You go back from the nihilism into the forest, like Simba in. If you want to get all Jordan Peterson on me, okay. And so the end of the video is also a little bit problematic. I'm gonna play it for you.
Pain. I get it, I do it too, but I would encourage you to hurl your words into the darkness, to never give up on trying to bring light and noise to where otherwise there would only be cave darkness and silence. Equally, I would.
So now he starts with a video with a straightforward answer of nihilism that doesn't make sense, and ends with the video with a call that you should be an echo. No, my friend, you vlogbrothers should be an echo for, healthy, whatever you're doing. That's great. You're doing it already, but you shouldn't really put that as an imposition onto others. Why? Is because go and be an echo for good in your neighborhood. It's like, no, let people be authentic. Let people not be an echo for good, not be part of this be kind movement, right? Stop making this kind of be kind movement into a movement. Be kind is not a movement, okay? Be kind is just a motivation just to be authentic in that certain situation. It's not, I am being kind because I am part of a movement, you know? That's ridiculous. Okay, so this kind of echoing, and what the problem with that is, again, is that when we live in a culture of hesitation, a hesitation to speak, because this is what it really is. It's a culture of hesitation to speak. And what do I mean by hesitation to speak? Hesitation if you have something negative to say. Now we live in a world where everybody's like, oh, I'm sorry to put this on you. We're all we're over weary of our emotional labor unto others, right? Which is great, which is what we should have been doing. But now, as a result of that, it's hyperinflated. And when it's hyperinflated, everything doesn't make sense for people who are actually feeling down. So because people who are actually feeling down, they have to be able to speak about it, right? But when we live in this culture of everybody should echo, be kind movement, that's the problematic aspect of it. It makes the people who it's a preaching to the choir, basically. That's the problem with it. So if you're already feeling good, great. But if you're not, that's not so great. So yeah, maybe your echo will make other people try to feel. That's the point. Is that the echo will try to make other people feel great, but it also creates. It's not like an echo within itself. It's not just like a communication. It's a social atmosphere. It's not like a. It's not like your echo is like manifesting within itself. That's kind of nihilistic and egoistic to think of it like that. And that's kind of the problematic with this all as well, is that when you have a culture of hesitation, right? Everybody has to be anti something. Everybody has to be an activist. What the problem with that is, if you're not an activist, then you're a hater. Like that kind of culture, is that the haters become more inviting somehow, right? The just like you just want to exist. Yeah, I just want to exist. Like, yeah, thanks. Like, I don't know what the heck's going on, you know. And so this he and this is not really a problem with him. It's more a problem with just starting and ending any type of video. It's more of a philosophical problem with starting and ending a book, starting and ending just life. So thanks for taking the time to listen. All the best.